You are not lazy. Lazy people don't feel this exhausted inside their own thoughts. They don't carry guilt while resting. They don't silently criticize themselves for not being enough. Every single day, what you feel is not simple lack of motivation. It is a deeper fatigue, the kind that lives under the skin, not in the muscles. You wake up already heavy, not because you worked too hard yesterday, but because nothing in your life feels emotionally nourishing anymore. You try to start the day, but the smallest tasks feel disproportionately difficult. And then comes the voice, the quiet accusation in your mind. You should be doing more. You should be stronger. You should be different. But exhaustion without meaning is not laziness. It is a signal that something inside you has been running empty for a long time. Modern culture calls this laziness because it only measures visible productivity. Psychology calls it burnout because it recognizes emotional depletion. But neither explanation reaches the deepest layer. You are not tired from effort alone. You are tired from disconnection. Your body keeps moving, but your inner life has been starving quietly. Endless stimulation, constant comparison, a nervous system that never truly rests. Your brain adapts to chaos, but your soul withdraws into silence. And slowly, you stop feeling present in your own life. You scroll, not because you are weak, but because your inner world feels too empty to stay inside. Neuroscience reveals something uncomfortable. When the brain stops perceiving meaning, it begins conserving energy. Initiative decreases, motivation weakens, resistance increases, not to sabotage you, but to protect you from investing energy in a life that feels emotionally empty. This is why forcing motivation rarely works. Your system is not broken. It is protesting disconnection. Spiritually, this truth has existed for centuries. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Matthew 16:26. You don't lose your soul overnight. You drain it slowly. Every time you betray your values, every time you live on autopilot, every time you survive instead of choosing. And what remains is a quiet internal emptiness, not dramatic despair, but a dull absence of vitality. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Your soul did not drain itself. It was drained by the life you continued accepting. You may not control circumstances, but you control what you repeatedly tolerate. Every ignored inner signal costs energy. Every time you numb discomfort instead of listening, you weaken your inner authority. Spiritual maturity begins when you stop asking only, "Why do I feel this way?" and begin asking, "What part of myself am I abandoning?" Because no amount of rest can repair a life lived against your conscience. Energy does not return through motivation speeches. It returns through alignment. Start small, but start honestly. Remove one daily escape that keeps you numb. Create one daily moment of silence where nothing distracts you from yourself. Do one action each day that reflects who you know you should be. Because psychology confirms, action often comes before motivation, and spiritual wisdom echoes the same truth. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Matthew 6:21. Your energy follows what you value, not what you promise yourself you will someday become. Healing does not arrive suddenly. It returns slowly. when your life starts making sense again. You do not need to become unstoppable. You only need to move honestly, one step at a time. Silence becomes less threatening. Rest becomes restorative, not shameful. And eventually, you begin to feel present again. You are not lazy. This is not an excuse. It is an invitation to rebuild consciously, because energy returns when life reconnects with truth. And now that you see it, you can no longer pretend you don't. The choice is yours.